Welcome back once again to the North American Star League Season 3. It is day number 3. Players are ready, so we are going to start this countdown and get going with our first game, Sin versus Ganzi. Gamma Mania from the Gamma Bears, Sin versus Complexity Ganzi. Should be an awesome match. Kev, any sort of prediction as we go into this?
Yeah, this is one of those matches where, I mean, you're going to have to pick one, and I must say this is a really tough one. I really think it can go either way, but I decided to put my faith in Sen. He's always good at the NASL, and it's been a while since we've seen really a lot from him, but I don't know. I love that orange jacket. I just have faith in Sen. It's ZVT.
Yeah, I really actually agree with what you said there. This is one of the harder ones to call. We know Ganzi is a top-notch Korean Terran.
Yeah, man.
But Sin's a bit of a mystery. In the past, he's beaten Korean players. But in the past, he's also been beaten by Korean players, and we just haven't seen much of him in recent months. I've been flip-flopping on this a little bit myself, but I think that that at the end of the day, I think the Korean Terran's going to take it. I'll take Ganzi.
All right, man. We'll see who's right. I'm very excited. By the way, guys, this game is played live right now, so both these guys were waiting. That's why we're rushing things a little bit, despite all our updates, but those are part of our program. But yeah, both these guys were eager to start, so we're like, all right, let's fire this bad boy up. So yeah, live action, man. I love it.
Me too. If you guys have predictions, you can send them to us at twitter.com/NASLTV. Also send them to, we've got a pause.
But that happens when we're live, man.
Hopefully not.
That's why you guys love live games, right? We're doing this for you. We're not doing this for ourselves.
Right. That's right.
If we would just be allowed to cast replays, this wouldn't happen.
That's right. So it does give me a chance to say, hey, this first game, this is our Kingston match to remember, brought to you guys by Kingston HyperX, our sponsor who decided they wanted to make sure that Sin versus Ganzi took place. And Sin saying, pause for a moment, I'm just setting my hotkeys. So that's what the issue is. It's nothing major. We should be jumping right back in game shortly. The map is Shattered Temple.
You know where I think that people should send their predictions?
At NASL_chance.
Yes, because like chance prediction, chance.
Oh,
smart. You see what I did there, man?
It's kind of smart. Take a chance.
Oh, stop it,
Take a chance on you. Right,
yes.
right. You know that song? What is that from? It's from Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia, here we go again. Let's not do that.
Yeah,
all right, guys, we're still waiting.
Well for us.
No, we're still alive. I forget it.
Only on Friday the 13th, says our producer.
Yeah, this is actually the first pause we had so far in 3 days of broadcasting, but obviously, no big deal. Yeah, I mean the first map is the Shattered Temple, as you guys have already seen. After this, it's just loser picks, so we can't tell you guys what's going to be up for sure. We're going to camera 3 right now.
Nice
I'm not
little
sure.
close-up of Rotti.
I really have no points to make. Like I can look really smart right now in this camera,
This
but
is your best smart pose. That's the same pose you always make.
I know. Anyway,
right,
guys,
I gotta tell y'all a story right now.
The game is live. Let's do it
afterwards.
afterwards.
The Rotti pose. You don't have to be on camera for me to tell the story of the Rotti pose.
What's the Rotti pose story with us?
Oh, because all you have to do is look at any picture of Rotti. Go online, go to his Facebook or his fan page, look at any photo of Rotterdam that you can find. From Home Story Cup, from any event he's ever casted. Rotterdam only has one pose for the camera. It is always exactly the same. And when you see it, you'll be like, oh, the Rotti pose. So.
Yeah, I just look horrific on pictures, man. That's the only pose that I can pull off. So I gotta roll with it. I'm not the photogenic marathon runner. Photogenic.
Hey, man, it's like blue steel. You got one look, but it works for you, brother.
Yeah, that's still better than your zero looks.
Oh, snap.
Hedge first over here for Sen at the top side of the Shattered Temple.
Yeah, why are you always bringing me down?
Yeah, well, you're saying I only have one pose, bro.
But you just said you only have one pose.
Yeah, that's true, but you don't have to let the public know. Nobody ever noticed this. Actually, one guy did on Facebook, because I had 2 pictures on the row of like 2 years time spot of it. They were exactly the same. And he's like, hey, Rotti, always same pose. And I'm like, delete comment.
Well, Tech Lab opening from Ganzi, so it could be my favorite opening of all time. Before we get too deep into the game, I want to point out that there's been a couple changes made to NASL, the Shattered Temple. Namely, you'll notice that the gold bases are not gold bases, they're regular expansions. The rocks are still there, but these rocks have no armor, meaning they die a little bit faster than they normally do.
They have armor 1.
Well, it's because it's an armored structure, but normally there's 1 more armor, I do believe, maybe even 2 more armor, which makes it, well, quite frankly, it's a buff for Zerg in terms of the map, because it means Zerglings can kill those rocks a little bit faster.
I still prefer you explaining why you like Reaper expensive.
Because it's the best build in the book, Kevin.
Maybe I can do it once.
Why is Reaper Expand so damn good?
I like Reaper Expand, man, because it will always give you a great... I mean, you always will see a lot, you will know what's going on, and you should always be able to at least pick off a drone or maybe kill a couple of zerglings. You get a great scout up. It's a very economic opening as well. So all in all, it's just a great opening.
I couldn't agree more. You get that
no
scout. The sole purpose of the Reaper is to scout. He just has to do that one job, and if he can do bonus damage, it's just he's already done.
But look at
job.
Sen.
He's making a lot of zerglings.
That's a lot of zerglings from Sen. I kind of wonder what he wants to do with that. There's just a single Reaper. Ganzi's gonna have to pay attention to this Reaper.
But of course he does. It's gonna hop up onto the high ground after taking minimal damage.
That's a surprising opening over here by Sen, man. So many zerglings. He's gonna try to run across the map straight away. The factory is not up yet, the reactor is going on. He's going to try to, I think, delay this command center, and he might actually succeed in doing so.
No, he's going to have to hurry. That command center is very nearly complete, and the Lings are chasing the Reaper. So look at this bonus damage. Ganzi assuring himself of getting that command center completed. The Reaper does pick off a single zergling at least. How many kills does he have? 4 kills. Wow, 3
Zen is a supply block, man, and it's a very nasty one.
Yeah, supply block at 36. It's like an excellent supply block.
25 seconds he's gonna have to wait. This is a really, really big supply block by Sen and quite a big blunder. Tried to achieve something with those links early on, but did not manage to do so. So very nice opening for Ganzi right now.
Might even see Sin just throw down another hatchery.
Yeah, because this is a lot of money in this phase of the game.
He's up to 4 queens. You know what? This 36 supply block is actually so easy to hit when you make 4 queens, because queens suck up supply so fast. I've gotten stuck here a couple of times.
These zergs, man. 2 supply units.
Well, I mean, you're used to building zerglings and drones early on, so when you're playing this kind of gasless opening, this is the same sort of gasless opening we saw Haypro play yesterday against Cloud. But the queens, they do need up that supply, and it's very easy to get caught. This is not good. 2 Hellions up in the main base can be very annoying. Queens don't kill them in any sort of haste.
Well, Sen is going to take a lot of damage over here already, even though he might not lose that many drones, but he already lost too many drones.
4
so
drones
many
and a huge shot! Oh my goodness! Ganzi really getting his money's worth there. 2 Hellions getting, I believe it was 6 drone kills
7
in total.
Yeah, maybe he lost one already.
And again, more Hellions into the natural. So beautiful play here by Ganzi, just keeping the pressure on Sin. And this is all made possible, Kevin, by the Reaper Expand.
I'm not sure if this is all possible by the Reaper Expand, but these 2 Hellions are still alive. Sen is having a really horrific start over here.
Another drone goes down. Oh my goodness, 15 worker kills in total.
That's ridiculous.
Now, the good news for Sin is that with the 4 queens, he's got tons and tons of larvae.
Yeah.
But I mean, so he can definitely remake stuff.
That's literally the only good news for Sen right now. Ooh, Ganzi, what are you doing? Could have had 3 Hellions up in the main. He's gonna have 2 more. A couple of drones are still kind of low on HP. That wasn't that Hellion shot.
Man, and the Hellions are still doing so much work. Drones actually being pulled to fight here. And drones against Hellions is not the best fight imaginable. 36 drones to 36 drones on the income tab. We can really see how effective this harass has been. 19 workers killed in total. Ganzi looking very good. My prediction looking strong.
Yeah, it looks really good for you right now, Ben. Double engineering base up for Ganzi as well. 1 armor and 1 attack on the way. For those Marines, siege tanks trying to roll out, siege mode on the way, and triple orbital, 8 minutes in the game, and barely being below the Zerg opponent worker-wise. I mean, this is massive.
Yeah, it's so very important to point out that triple orbital, because that is the correct response to this gasless Zerg play. We saw Cloud make great use of it yesterday against Haypro, and Ganzi for I don't know what he saw, because that Reaper didn't actually see the gases, but he made the right read. Maybe it was all those queens saying to himself, okay, I think this is a gasless Zerg. I'm going to take a fast 3rd command center.
Or maybe he just took a chance.
Yeah, or I mean, the fast 3rd command center is getting... Maybe he took an NASL _ chance.
On Twitter. More drones on the way right now for Sen, but he's going to have to get way more out of those, because normally he should have more drones in this phase of the game. Very great Overlord sacrifice over here, though. He sees pretty much everything there is to see. And that's going to help him a little bit, but this is one of the situations where you see something and you can't really do much about it.
I'm so sad right now, Kevin.
Why?
Because I just realized that we forgot to make our funniest joke of the day after the Korean update.
Oh, we did.
Dang it.
We save it for next time. There's always a new Duran update.
Okay. Okay. Well, you guys, we had a really good joke that it wasn't like we don't exactly prepare material.
No, that's the big problem. We never prepare anything.
And the one time that we think of something good beforehand, we forget to say it.
We just get a free bullet.
Man, it was a really good joke though. So next time, guys.
I'm sure we're gonna forget it again.
Probably. So
7 creep tumors on the way right now for Sen, so at least he's gonna get some creep threat going. It's gonna actually go really, really quick. I love this supply wall, by the way, over here from Ganzi.
Yeah.
And look at the production tab, man. It goes always almost halfway through the screen. Even
of
starts
upgrades.
Vikings already, just to snipe some overlords, I guess.
And that's another really cool thing to do in today's ZVT metagame, as Zergs are getting away from making mutas. That one Viking can pay for himself tenfold just by picking off the overlords that are spread out to spot drops. And Sin has spread his overlords brilliantly, by the way, Kevin. There's not a single drop path that's uncovered.
And it's also very good for the morale of your troops to have Tom Cruise fighting for you. The alpha male.
I'm not even gonna. Tom Cruise is.
Dude, if I have Tom Cruise on my side,
I really don't like Tom Cruise.
if I have Tom Cruise on my side, I'm not afraid to die.
Our producer's standing here. Morgan, have you ever met Tom Cruise? Is he a jerk? So confirmed by our producer, Tom Cruise. Is he the alpha male? Oh, what? He said yes. Isn't he really short? Okay, all right. We've got Starcraft to talk about. Ganzi has taken his third base where those rocks used to be, so he's looking very, very good right now. Sin's also up to 3 bases.
I say this very often, man, but I still love to point it out. As soon as Terrans secure a new base, and if they know they are going to secure one, which Ganzi obviously knew because he had a great early game, so he didn't really have to fear for this third base right now.
Yeah.
Saved up so much energy on all his orbitals, straight away drops it over here. Small things, but it matters so much, because if there is a phase of the game where he perhaps gonna have to give this expand up just for a little bit, he will have plenty of mineral left in his main and his natural.
That's right. One thing that's really overlooked a lot in strategy discussion in general today, or these days, is just the rate at which you mine out your bases. And if you can balance that, that just gives you more longevity. Good moves by Sin for sure. Or Ganzi, excuse me.
The alpha male is on his way. Took out 2 OVs already. Third is gonna fall soon. Burrow is being researched right now by Sen. Pedagic lens as well. So he's going kind of for the same place as we saw Hapro go for.
To be honest. All right, so we've got basically Roach Ling play here out of Sin. He's going to be adding in Infestors very, very soon.
Man,
so
I love this, by the way. Ganzi is so prepared for all sort of run-bys. I mean, this takes a small effort, but his one bunker is going to make him feel so safe for the rest of the game.
Well, it's a mistake that we saw Cloud make on Odyssey that Ganzi is obviously not going to make. He's got a tank in a good spot, a bunker behind the supply depot wall. He's going to be very safe from things like that.
The only thing what I would have loved to see Ganzi do after that great early game, why not be a little bit more aggressive? Just run to the Selnaga watchtower with some marines and tanks. If Sen has a ton of units and you lose your forces, you should still be fine, and that means that he spent a ton of larva. Because right now, okay, he killed a ton of workers early on, but Sen is still going to get a really, really great army, because Ganzi didn't put any pressure on him for such a long time.
Yeah, that's a good point. Ganzi probably could have tried to take advantage of a mid-game timing. Instead, he opted to go the super macro route. We can see him adding command centers everywhere. He's about to take a 4th base. He's got a 5th command center coming up as well.
I mean, he's going to have a ridiculous army, of course. Ganzi in this phase of the game having this army almost being maxed out. That's really, really scary for Sen. But if Sen can get a great engagement off, he doesn't have any banelings, by the way. He completely ignores banelings. Has 100 Zerglings, 7 Infestors, 11 Roaches, but absolutely 0 banelings. So I guess then it's going to get hard. But imagine if you would have had some great burrowed banelings. This could really turn around.
Yeah, that's something else that he could have certainly tried to do. We've got a big push here for Ganzi, starting to take shape on Sin's creep. Ganzi not even scanning to take out tumors. He's just pushing right out onto that creep.
Seems like Sen aims to go for the counter-attack, but very, very nice by Ganzi. He's going to siege up a tank over here on the high ground as well.
And this is what we were talking about. Great positioning by Ganzi. He's certainly still going to take some damage, but he's bought himself some time. He's got that army coming back. He's going to lose some SCVs, sure. But at this stage of the game with 5 orbitals, he can just drop mules, and that's going to be no big deal.
Nice fungo over here, by the way, guys. Almost missed one of them. He's going to need to land one more.
All the Infestors have pretty much been dealt with. More Lings and Roaches coming in, though. This is a lot of units for Sin. I don't know if Ganzi's got enough. And there's some more great fungals. Tanks can't siege while under the effects of fungal growth, and Sin doing some big damage to Ganzi's army.
Yeah, those were some really beautiful fungals, but this is not everything that Ganzi has. Ganzi has so many more units coming here from the south side right now. And those Infestors, man, they landed some good fungals over here, but they were not actually supported by any troops. I think that could have gone better.
They all died, and now there's no Infestors to support the Brood Lords that are on the way. And Ganzi still with a larger army than Sin. He's up at 156 supply against 140. It's just Zergling Infestor right now, and I don't know if that's going to work against this many siege tanks.
It's going to be really tough. He's going to go for it once more. The tanks are not siege though.
Yeah, he hasn't sieged his tanks at all. I mean, it makes me wonder if he's got siege mode. Of course he does, but he's just not using it. Sin knows that he can't do anything about it. Drops the GG, and Ganzi taking game number 1.
Ganzi's like, you can drop GG, I'm still going to drop all my mules. what do you call a Menamu after the GG is called? An unmenamu? A bad Menamu?
An unseen mule, because Sin wasn't even in the game.
No, but Ganzi was. You think it felt good?
Maybe. He's like, this is. I don't actually know. I wish I had something funny to say to that, but I don't.
I must say, Ben, that wasn't the best game of Sen. He got a
No.
very unfortunate start. He went for a lot of Zerglings. Oh,
Yep. Well, Kingston HyperX up on the screen right now. That's because that was the Kingston HyperX. We have a name for that.
yes.
Match to remember. The Kingston match to remember.
Well, Ben, if this is a match to remember, then I think I'm gonna uninstall Starcraft because.
Oh yeah, it wasn't the best game that we've
No.
ever seen. But Ganzi looked great in game number 1, and we'll see if he can keep up that momentum moving into game number 2. Right now, we're going to kick it to a commercial break, and when we come back, game 2, Sin versus Ganzi. Bye. See you soon.